Hey there. So you know how I upload every week? So like in the 2 weeks since my last video, I actually uploaded a video. Did you not see it? It's there if you look. I'm not lying at all. Okay, so I've had the camera for about 2 weeks. In the last video, I ended it by saying that the camera is broken. And yes, very much, it was broken. You see, it's kind of depressing to spend so much money on a nice camera only to have it do this to you. It was just an infinite loop of it turning on and turning off. It was quite depressing. Again, spending so much money on a camera only to have it do this.
So again, it's just an infinite loop of turning on, turning off, turning on, and turning off. It won't stop. It just keeps going through that process over and over and over again until about 10 minutes in, it'll actually turn on the camera and you can use it. But then if you try to change the battery, it'll restart that looping process.
Yeah, so that's what happened to the camera. So I contacted Amazon. Amazon was super nice about it and they sent me a replacement. And then I just sent the bad one in and now I have a fully functional A7S3. Thank goodness. So the scariest thing is that I had to do a wedding shoot, okay, with this broken camera because the new camera wasn't coming in time to do the new shoot. I was freaking out. So you could get it to start if you were there like waiting for like 10 minutes, but the weird thing is like once it gets used to that battery, it didn't want to switch out with any other batteries. So like say you do switch it out with another battery, then it won't turn on. It goes to the boot loop again. I was freaking out, but thank goodness. What really ended up saving my life is that I brought an external battery bank. And so I just plugged that into there so I didn't have to change the batteries out at all. And it stayed on pretty much the entire time. So that was definitely scary. So I live in Pennsylvania and I had a client down in Tennessee that I had to go shoot for. And the new camera came a day before I was supposed to leave. It was so close. But it has been fun getting the experience with the A7S3. I mean, I haven't tried too many cameras, but this camera, so good. Compared to the 200D, rest in peace. This thing doesn't compare. It's amazing. It's so good. I got to do a ton of different kinds of shoots working on these few projects that I have since I've gotten the camera. So it's nice to have some experience with the camera at least. So I work for a school and I have to go out and we shoot some promotional videos for them sometimes. So that's basically what my job entails for the school. That's my job. But then something that I do on the side, like freelancing, is a bunch of weddings and some other different like advertisement shoots. I'll do a bunch of pretty much anything videography. I can pretty much cover whatever anybody would need. So I had a wedding, which was amazing because it was an outdoor wedding. So I really got to use the dynamic range that the A7S3 can provide. Oh man. It's so good. It looks so good. So like, say here, this shot. So Natalie is up against this super white, cloudy background. Now normally on my 200D, if I shot this on my 200D, I would have kind of been screwed because it's so bright. I would either have to expose for her or expose for the clouds behind her. And here I exposed like in between both and you can pull back all the detail from each end and it looks so good. Not to mention how good everything looks in color grading too. It looks amazing, which I'm kind of struggling when it comes to color grading the A7S3. It's rough, it's kind of hard. If you have some like good de-logging LUTs, then it's pretty easy. You just slap those on and then you can color grade it from there. But it's a lot harder than my 200D. But that's a good thing because it's just a quick way to get better at color grading, I guess. But that entire wedding shoot was awesome. Fun fact, you know how in the last video I said it didn't fit on my gimbal? So I sold my other gimbal, the Zhiyun Crane Plus, and I bought a Ronin S. This is a great gimbal. However, the first one that I bought came dead entirely. Couldn't charge, would not charge at all. Not entirely sure what the issue was, but I sent that one in for a return. They sent me this one, and this one's working fine. Other than the fact that I cannot get the grip off, but it's just probably because I'm weak. That might be the issue. It should probably work out. It's too much work. Nothing. But this thing works super well, and there's a ton of cool features that the Zhiyun Crane Plus didn't have that this does. It's nice to have the extra set of features that this can provide other than the Zhiyun Crane Plus. But this was coming the day of the wedding shoot at like 5 p.m. after the wedding has entirely happened. So I just went on to Amazon and I ordered this thing. This is like a little Steadicam, basically. It's horrible. It does not work very well, but I mean, it gave me like that extra point of contact, and it was like something heavy. It gave the camera a bit more weight, so it kind of helped me get some stable shots, and it really did, but there were some moments where it's like, oh my goodness, I could have gotten the shot if I had a gimbal. So there were definitely some shots that I missed because I didn't have my gimbal there. But and then I went to Tennessee for a wedding shoot. I actually haven't released the video for this yet. By the way, for the wedding that I shot, go ahead and check out the trailer. It's up on the YouTube channel. And then for my job, we had to go out and shoot some interview style shots. And I mean, this thing works great for that. We had to do some shots indoors, and in this specific area, the light is horrible, awful. So normally I would turn the lights off, but then I would have to crank up the ISO on my 200D, and that would introduce a ton of noise. But with this, with the low light capabilities that this thing has, you can crank up the ISO and it looks so clean. Unbelievable. I actually did an ISO test here, so check this out. Also, having the image stabilization with the gimbal kind of adds like that extra layer of stabilization, especially with the active stabilization that the A7S3 has. It looks amazing as well. So I got a GoPro, and I want to do some cinematic shots. Let's see if we can get any cinematic shots with the GoPro, which is going to be really hard, but I'm going to see what we can do. But that's it for this video, guys. Just a super quick video. I just wanted to give an update on the A7S3. And again, there's definitely going to be some more stuff coming out about the A7S3. There's going to be a GoPro video coming soon as well, which I'm actually kind of excited to shoot. I want to go out and do some crazy stuff with the GoPro, so stay tuned for that. See you guys.